everybody. Welcome back to the Cobra Den. We are so happy to have you with us today. Of course, like always, we have our guests here, and we're going to let them introduce themselves, but we're going to start with the icebreaker as we usually do, and I'm going to begin it because I am selfish. All right, the icebreaker for the day is, what do you set your temperature in your room? Like, what do you set your temperature on? And I like to err on 70 to 74, you know what I mean? I'm actually like a really cold person usually, so I tend to make it hotter, but sometimes I like to just have my blanket and just warm myself up with the blanket a little bit, so then I'll put it down to the 70, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, so you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves and answer the question.
Go ahead.
My name is Jaden DuRant, and I usually keep my room temperature at either 65 degrees even or 73 degrees, because I don't know, I'm just weird like that.
It's cold. All right. Hello, I'm Damion. I don't really have a set temperature because I'm really adaptable for some reason. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, that's all I got. You?
Hi, I'm Denis McCorry. During the winters, when they have the heat on, I like to turn my air off because I'm a very cold person and I get warm very, very quickly. During the summer or the spring, or whenever they have the air on, I like to keep it around like 69, 70 degrees because I'm a cold person. I live with an AC back home, like a little AC unit in my room back home.
So you said in the summer you keep it what?
I keep it like 69, 70.
Okay. So you keep it 69, 70 in this. All right, then that's not that bad. Yeah, I mean, that seems like, but sometimes, that can lead to a bit of discourse with the people you live with, and that's what we're talking about today is roommates and how to deal with roommates and things of that such, because adjusting and living with people is always different, no matter like where you are, no matter what you're doing. So things like that can come up, and everybody has different experiences with their roommates, and everybody has different experiences with the people that they live with. I personally have had pretty good roommate situations my past couple of years here, so I'm pretty pleased.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
The past 2 years, I've been living with this guy and two others, and
You're stuck with me.
Yes. And we just have a blast, all the time. Anytime we're together, we just laughing, just nonstop laughter.
Yeah.
So it's really great that you can laugh with your roommate, which is almost rare, almost.
Yeah, I mean, really, it truly is, especially when you're coming to a place and you don't get to pick them. You know what I mean? So that's questionable. So you're a freshman, right?
Yes.
So roommate situation. What has come up this year in terms of how have you adjusted to living at home to living here on campus with probably a couple of roommates, I assume?
For me, the adjustment was pretty easy, which is unusual for a lot of the freshmen. Yes, I miss home, but I just adjusted very quickly. I don't go home every weekend. I just stay in the rooms, and I don't really have a problem with my roommate. We get along good. Since we're both in the same major, we really talk a lot about projects and everything, since we have a lot of the same classes. So I think I have a pretty good roommate situation.
Cool. Okay. All right. Good roommate situation.
Yeah.
You agree?
He already covered everything I was going to say. I mean, look, one right here, one in the back over in that way. I mean, the last one's upstairs. I mean, we coexist very, very well together as a group.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was actually surprising. I was like, wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love these guys.
So I mean, because you guys have a pretty good roommate situation, how do you guys handle things that come up, any problems or any issues that may come up? How do you guys handle them? Because
What problems?
you can be a really good example.
what problems?
Nope.
Okay, sometimes something does come up, whether it's hey, someone needs to take out the trash, or hey, the bathroom is getting disgusting and we need to clean it. Usually one of us ends up doing it. One of us will end up getting around to it, whether it's taking out the trash at some point, cleaning some part of the room, or anything like that. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't really remember there being any specific big problems like tearing the room apart or anything like that. I mean, it's been pretty good. And I mean, yeah.
Damion?
Yeah, exact same thing. The only big problem is just the trash can, just clean it, and then actually when that just happened, each of us do it once at a time. So if somebody else forgot to take out trash,
I'll take it out next time.
Yeah. And then, so it just works like that. So if Jordan sees it, he take it out. If Blaine sees it, take it out. So we're really fluid with each other.
Okay, that's cool. Well, unfortunately, not everybody is as blessed as we are in terms of roommate situations. So, in terms of like advice that you would give somebody who is not having a very good roommate situation, who tend to butt heads with people, what would you say in terms of like advice? What would you give them? If you have any friends, do you have any friends with them?
I would say try and talk to them, but don't try and be aggressive, because if you're gonna come off as aggressive, they're gonna get aggressive, and there's not gonna be any resolution. Like, you just talk to them. Don't, like I said, don't go in aggressive. Be very diplomatic. Try and talk out a solution. If a solution can't be reached, then try and reach a compromise. I really think that's about it. But I do have a question. What do you do if you have a roommate that even if you ask nicely and you talk to them, they still don't change, and they are just an all around not a good person that you room with?
Not a good person, as in
like they don't.
You guys just don't mesh together.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that kind of thing.
Do you have separate rooms? Like, do you have separate rooms, or are y'all living in one common area?
One common area. Since I'm a freshman, I live with my roommate, and so it's just one room split down the middle, basically. But in situations like that, like, how would you deal with a roommate that you just didn't mesh with at all?
Which is kind of rare for me because I like all my roommates, surprisingly. Because before I came to college, I went to the Government School for Arts and Humanities, and I have roommates there, so I was able to. When I came here, I was like able to like just blend in, like, you know, cool roommates. But roommates I can't communicate, or just things not working, fixing out. I would just go to a RA and just say, hey, me and my roommate's not meshing well. We tried it and it's not working. Can we get like a different room or something like that? Yeah. So just that's when like you need outside help for that.
Yeah.
Something I have seen other people do is you don't always have to spend all your time in your dorm room.
Yeah.
So finding some other people to hang out with, to spend some time with, maybe getting away for a bit, and then using the dorm room, of course, for sleeping or for storing things or anything. I've noticed that be a viable strategy for people to sort of take on this sort of problem as well.
I do have a pretty good roommate situation, but majority of the time I'm not actually in my room anyway. So even if I did have a bad roommate situation, I'd never see them. So it's like getting out, I think, is definitely like one of the big things. But if it is like serious issues that you have to do, I think definitely like going to an RA and it's just explaining to them, and then see if there's a solution in that, But that's an all-around sucky situation. I mean, so, and that's gonna happen from time to time while you're in school, and that's the reason, like, why you come to school in the first place, is to have those experiences and to have those conflicts, so that you can learn how to deal with them properly. And that's a really, really good one. Not good, but it's a good one to have. So you learn, okay, wow, I am in a pressing situation, and I need to learn what I need to do to fix this and make it right with myself, so that I can find some happiness in this bad situation.
It's a big learning experience to have, especially even if you're not the one that's going through it, though, because there have been a lot of times where I say talk with a friend of mine or something, and they're having some sort of roommate problem. Just hearing about them going through the process of trying to go through it and fix it, or having to deal with it, you learn from that, so that way in the future there's sort of things that you can avoid, and you can help your roommates avoid, so that way it doesn't happen to you. So
yeah, seeing bad roommates is a very good thing to clue into, so that you know what to avoid to avoid making any future roommates you have upset, because chances are you're not going to be living with the same people forever. So you're going to have to continue to adjust to new people and new things all of the time. So being able to clue into bad roommates can actually really be a good thing. I mean,
bad for them, good for you.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope to be the friend of someone who has a bad roommate, rather
not
than
be the one with the bad roommate.
But I mean, either way, it's a good learning experience, and that's the point of school. You know what I mean? And not everything is going to be great all the time. So sometimes the situation is going to suck, and you're going to have to find a way to be happy.
Now there is a process that comes with deciding roommates for your next year after you're a freshman and everything. And I know the three of us can really speak on this.
Yeah.
The process of room draw, which is something that a lot of people get scared of. I know a lot of freshmen get very, very scared about that concept because it's like it's not like the thing that we used when we got here as freshmen. It's something completely different. So
I was scared. I transferred.
yeah. I mean, do you guys want to speak on that?
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember what was the name of that weird website where.
Please do not snore.
Yeah,
Please
do not snore. Okay.
Please do not snore. Yeah.
Yes. Mine was just like completely random. So like I just like roomed with anybody, and that turned out pretty well. And then like I got together with me, you, Jordan, and Blaine, and then we just decided to live together because because I was while I rooming with him, Jordan and Blaine was living across me, and we was getting along pretty well. So I was like, oh, why not? And then like Dennis came to a fray.
Kind of slid in right there.
Yeah.
Just sliding right in.
And then for the past 2 years, we've been pretty cool roommates.
Yeah. So okay, I'm not as familiar with room draw. I've only done it once, and my room draw was insane.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had a roommate situation, and then at room draw, I realized I did not have a roommate situation. And then in terms of like credits transferring and stuff like that, because that's kind of the way that it works. That's the way that it worked last year. Was like the people that you room with and where your number is, it lies in how many credits you have in your grades. Yeah. And since I transferred, mine were not where I thought they were. So like I had a roommate situation, and then while I was there, it all got stuffed away, and I got totally random roommates this year, and it ended up working out. But like I don't know like the ins and outs of room draw of how it is.
Yeah.
So how did you guys like figure it out and actually get your roommate situation together for room draw?
Yeah.
So essentially what we did was the first thing was figuring out who you actually do want to room with.
Mm-hmm.
You end up talking about that probably around second semester near the middle of it, because room draw ends up being in the last month or so that you're at the college and everything. Mm-hmm. You decide what people you want to room with, obviously, and what dorm you want to go to. There's several dorms that are open to people, but because of how room draw numbers work, some are locked off.
Yeah.
So say if you're a senior and you're wanting to get into some of the higher level dorms, like say the Flats or JLC or the Villages, the seniors are going to have the first pick in it, and that's sort of based off of grades and a couple of other smaller factors, but it's mostly your GPA along with seniority. And you'll go in with whoever you want to try and room with, and you see what dorms are available. Mm-hmm. They have a live feed that you actually keep an eye on,
which is kind of fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to keep an eye on it.
That was cool.
Yeah, you have a little live feed. They keep updating with what dorms are taken.
Like the
and
NFL
rooms are
draft.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually really exhilarating to watch.
Yeah.
And so you go in and you hope that you can get into the dorm that you want, but if for some reason, say, you're with someone else, you want to get into the Flats, but the Flats are filled up, well, then you have to choose a different dorm, and you can just sort of, you can look around and see what rooms are open there and stuff like that. Now, if you're, say, seniors and you want to room with someone of a lower class, like a junior or someone, you're going to have to wait until all the seniors go.
Yeah.
And this is because they want to prevent any situations where a bunch of underclassmen are in like a high dorm, and someone like drops out of the dorm or something. They want to try and make sure they prevent that, which honestly is very, very smart, because they want to make sure those higher level dorms are more available for the people that have really worked hard for it and everything. So you go in with those things. Some of the dorms are 2 people. Some of them are apartment style with 4 people. JLC actually can do 5 people, which is insane.
Yeah.
And what we've done is we've gone in, we've looked for the rooms that are available, and we sign up for them, and they get us in. They'll go by the person who has, they call it the lowest number, basically the number that's closest to 1. So if you've got 4 people and you've got, their numbers are 253, 303, 203, and 400. They'll go with the person that has 203 as the one who has the most priority. So they would all go in with that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. So that's essentially how it works.
Yeah.
There may be rumor changes. I guess that's the best way to.
Yeah.
describe
I'm not
it.
sure what they're
Yeah,
going
I'm
to be
not
yet,
sure. Me either.
but I don't think it's going to make a big a difference. I
Yeah.
still think it's going to the same general
Like
process.
same concept.
Please keep the
Same
live feed. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
I'm not doing that because I'm living on campus.
Yeah.
I did it once and I'm terrified.
I'm not doing it again because I'm being an RA.
Yes.
But
yes.
I know that my other 3 roommates are going to have to do it as well.
Yeah.
What's nice, you can try to go for the same exact room you have.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Especially if you're higher up in seniority, you're able to get the same room. I know people that are living across from us right now got the same room 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
Yeah. So all in all, it can be a pretty scary process, but I mean, it's something it's something that's totally, you can get used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure your roommates are gonna have a very hard time replacing you the next year.
Good point. Good point.
When you go to.
Speaking of roommate processes for the incoming freshmen, like how was your Please Don't Snore experiences? I'll explain mine, but how did Please Don't Snore work, and what experiences were on there? Like how did, if you guys can remember, like how was
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Actually, the way I met my roommate was we was at Coca Connections. When you're a freshman, you gonna go to summer camp, and that's basically it. And then we found out that one of our friends, like from my high school, were like we knew each other, so we decided just on the spot, hey, want to be a roommate? I was like, sure. And then we got a snooze cap, we talked and see what to bring. He brought a microwave, I brought a fridge, stuff like that. There's times you don't have to share, but it's nice to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the experience worked for me.
For me, it was a little bit interesting. You go and you put in all your information, your the times you sleep and the kind of things you do, and it tries to pair you with people that they think would be the best fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky with my freshman year roommate because him and I worked really, really well together. He was so busy first semester though with baseball and all sorts of things. He ended up dropping baseball second semester, but he was super duper busy with a lot of stuff. But in the end, him and I really worked well together, and we ended up we still talk to this day. I mean, him and I are still really good friends.
Yeah.
We ended up freshman year, we ended up in RTC, and we actually bunked our beds because we actually had beds that could do that. So we had our bunk beds in the corner, and we had so much more space open to everything. And I mean,
Yeah, I remember that was awesome.
Yeah.
we had a really good space set up and everything, and him and I worked really well. I think I brought the I don't know if I brought the fridge or he brought the fridge. One of us brought it. I think I brought the microwave, and we just sort of split it up, and we'd make Walmart runs. And I mean, I really had a great freshman year roommate. I really did. Too bad he had to leave the college.
But that's good. I mean, I think all in all, we had pretty good experiences.
How was yours, Jaden?
For my Please Don't Snore experience, I did like Dennis just said, I put all my information in, time I slept, what books or TV shows I liked, stuff like that. And I actually met someone who, like I said, is in the same major as me. Is in the same major as me. We had the same classes, and we really meshed well when we first started talking. And after that, we exchanged Snapchats, and we just talked every day up until we moved in. And it actually turned out pretty well. We're good friends now. It's so nice. I'm gonna be sad to not room with him next year, but it's because I'm gonna be in RA, and I don't think he wants to live in RT.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why could you roll with
I mean, if you have the opportunity to move out of the freshman dorm, you're gonna want to move out of the freshman dorm.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm really glad that I met him, and I'm really glad that we're really good friends.
Cool. That's good. I'm glad. I mean, it seems like we've all had pretty good experiences, and I think we covered pretty much a lot of the rooming things and stuff like that. So hopefully anybody watching can take that as advice. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a really great episode. Make sure that you come down and check out Tabletop Gaming's Casino Night, April 5th at 6 o'clock down here in the Cobra Den. Also, make sure you check out Little Shop of Horrors,
Yeah.
which we are in. You already know.
You
It's
need
gonna be
to
a
see
great
it.
show, so come and check it out.
And it's on my birthday too.
Yeah, April 4th
Yeah.
through 3rd at 7:30, and then April
No,
7th,
no.
April 4th.
You fit April 4th through the
Yes,
6th
April 4th through
at
6th
7:30.
and
And
then
then-
7 at 3 o'clock p.m. Thank you guys for tuning into the Cobra Den. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.